This episode is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of the NBA, who's getting you closer to the game than ever with exclusive prizes. Enter for your chance to win at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Michelob Ultra registered courtside sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 and up. Begins October 19th, 2023 and ends June 12th, 2024. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/rules for free entry, deadlines, prices, and details. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
You have arrived. Welcome to the Asby world. Here's where we talk about anything and everything ASD in an upbeat and informative way. And now, here's your man on the spectrum, your autism ambassador, Daniel Morgan Jones.
Hey, this is 9 biggest signs of autism in adults, and I'm going to go through each one of those right now. Guys, welcome back to the Asby world. My name is Dan. I have autism and ADHD, and I make weekly videos all about this stuff. So if you want to learn more and come on this journey with me, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. That'd be super awesome. And also, if you want to download my free Autism Life Hacks PDF book, you can do at autismhacks.net. Okay guys, so here, 9 autism and adulthood signs, which I think are really important to know. So the first one is difficulty with social interaction and communication. Now, adults may struggle with things like social cues because other adults are really well versed in this, where autistic individuals would find it hard to kind of keep up and understand a lot of the unspoken about and unwritten social rules that you just learn by being social growing up. This is a huge giveaway, and it's definitely number 1. So number 2 is sensory sensitivity. Now, this could be a heightened sensitivity to certain smells or sounds or environments. It could be noise, it could be clothing, it could be heating, it could be cooling, it could be a bunch of different things. Anything that interferes with your senses. An autistic individual, especially in adulthood, will find these things kind of overwhelming, and it can be very disabling for someone who is on the autism spectrum and they're an adult and you have to go to a restaurant and they're cooking like seafood or something, and those smells could be overwhelming and overpowering for you. That could cause an emotional outburst, or you just want to leave. This is a huge telltale sign of autism in adults. Okay, so the next one is a specific special interest. Now, autistic adults will be fascinated in having a topic of interest which they love. It could be like helicopters or trains or farming or anything, and they'll just obsess over it. And even so that they'll kind of spend all of their time researching this one topic of special interest, and they could talk to you about it for hours and hours and hours. Very interesting. I find this really, really common, and it only grows stronger as the person ages, which is absolutely fantastic, actually. I think it's an amazing thing. So the next one is a difficulty with changing in routine. So autistic people love to do the same thing over and over again, and they love routine. They love predictability. Now, when you have a change in a routine, this is actually an unpredictable kind of surprise circumstance, which is often with autistic individuals, especially adults, something that is uncomfortable, and it's the unpredictability that creates a bit of chaos and havoc in the mind of that person. So an autistic person would like things to be routinely done, no changes, and if the change does arise, it's quite catastrophic. So the next one is actually challenges with executive function, and sometimes called executive dysfunction. This could be things like planning and organizing and time management and decision making. All of these areas are very difficult for adults on the autism spectrum because they present challenges of magnitudes of a lot of abstract thinking in terms of logistical problems or problematic logistical issues. So these could be very difficult for people on the autism spectrum, and is very telltale signy for someone who is autistic in an adult. This next one is speech and language difficulties. Now, this may be something that you could come across, where a person on the autism spectrum could have a different accent to the place where they were born. A lot of people think I'm American, and I'm actually not American. I'm actually born in Britain, and I was raised here in Britain, but I actually have a slight American accent, and this is because I learned to talk watching television, and a lot of television and cartoons when I was a kid. You were all kind of like Americanized cartoons. So a lot of individuals on the autism spectrum will have maybe differences in the way they speak. There'll be unusual speech patterns, there'll be unusual ways that they talk, or some unusual characteristics or mannerisms that go along with speech and language issues. It's very fascinating, and there's a whole realm of stuff to go with speech and language pathology, specifically for autism, but I highly recommend checking that out if you want to learn more. There is a brilliant website called Speech Works by Alyssa, who's one of my friends, and she has like a bunch of different information about that on her site. So the next one is repetitive behaviors and restricted interest. And what this means is that an autistic person doesn't like to go outside of their comfort zone. They like to know the things that they know. Like, if you have hot dogs every day for dinner, they'll continue to have hot dogs every day for dinner. Like, an autistic person will like to stick to that repetitive routine or repetitive behavior, which is quite interesting, and they'll be quite rigid on this as well. And to deviate from this, again, like I was talking about with change, would be detrimental to that person. And so they don't want to do that. It could cause mental health issues, could cause a whole bunch of stuff. So having a rigid routine is very comfortable for an autistic person because it's predictable, and autistic people love predictability. So the next one is emotional regulation difficulties. Oh my goodness, this is probably the biggest issue I have, is trying to emotionally regulate or understand my own emotions for to be regular and kind of find regulation within emotions. It's very hard. I can go from really calm to really distraught to then really calm. It's very difficult, but having a lack of managing emotions and coping with stress can sometimes be a telltale sign of someone on the autism spectrum trying to deal with those issues. Guys, before we go any further, I just want to say that if you are struggling with mental health issues and you have, you want to reach out to a counsellor but don't want to go do face-to-face, there's an app called Better Health, which I will link down below. Now, the app actually connects you within 24 to 48 hours with a therapist that you choose in a specific category. Like, I used it, and I found someone who specialized in ADHD and autism, and they found me within 2 days. And basically, you do it all through the app, so you can have a phone call through the app, you can have a video call through the app, or you can just type, and chat away. It's really good, it's exceptionally affordable, but it's most importantly accessible. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. If you do use my link, I do get a benefit from it, but you don't have to use my link, but definitely check it out. I have linked it down below. That'll be super dope. Okay, guys, so the last one I want to talk about here is difficulty with employment and being independent, like independent living. So people on the autism spectrum struggle massively with employment because it's how you follow tasks and rules and verbal commands. These are all very difficult for autistic people to kind of get most of the time. And not only that, being independent means that you have more executive function issues, which I said was an issue before. So not only that, being independent with executive function issues, then also trying to work executively in a job role is very difficult for autistic individuals. And it's something that I'm going to cover in my specific VIP members group. Now, if you are interested in that, drop me a comment down below and I will send you a message how to get into that. But this is a big one. Problems of work, problems of keeping work, problems of working hard in a specific area can be really difficult. So these are all telltale signs of people with autism. If you enjoyed this video, think it's knowledgeable, please give it a thumbs up and share this video. Love you guys. See you next time. Peace. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this podcast. Make sure you are subscribed because there are people listening right now who are not subscribed to this podcast. I can see you. Make sure you subscribe. Okay guys, see you in the next one. Peace.